I noticed ABC runs a mayoral ad for the degenerate, compulsive, obsessive liar and whoremonger Sliwa.
Yeah, they got rid of Sliwa, and then now he's running for mayor to keep his name in the news.
Yeah, they run the ads for him.
Oh, yeah, right. So he's, I guess, well, he still knows they're pretty popular, so I guess he's trying to reach as many as possible. But he's way behind. He's behind in the polls.
What party is he running with?
You know, he doesn't even say. He didn't. In fact, I don't hear any of them saying. Most of the candidates are probably going to run as Democrats because they're all liberals. But he didn't say anything.
Yeah, one is running as a Republican.
Okay.
So I don't know who that is. But he's running... this is Curtis... You know, same...
Yeah, I heard that. This is Curtis Sliwa.
But if I'm going to ask John if he could get him on the show, he shouldn't say who we are. You know what I mean? I like to be a radio Venus flytrap for him.
Right. Yeah, I heard that.
Because he, was it a radio show or a TV? I mean, maybe it was Fox. The guy had him on. John, this guy, you know, if they would ask him, you know, the facts, this guy would have to crawl out of there, slither out like the slimy scumbag he is, because, you know, he's running a, you know, go up and thank a police officer.
Yeah.
I say to him, wait a minute, you degenerate liar. You made your whole career out of disparaging the New York City police. Who are you kidding?
That's right.
You lied and said you were kidnapped, quote unquote, by two New York City detectives who drove you out to Jacob Riis Park, and they said to you, you're stepping on a union thing. And then later you had to admit it years later that it was a lie. So you went around and constantly disparaged the New York City police. Who the hell are you kidding? Yeah, you know, and it's unbelievable. None of them asking that. How come you married like 4 times? You had 2 little bastards by Melinda Katz, the borough president of Queens. You lied to your wife. I'd ask them real questions. And I remember seeing you on the front page of the Post. Guardian sex devil.
Oh, brother. Yeah, I remember that big feud he was having with the police.
Yeah, that's how he made his reputation. You know, we're down in the slime and grind, well, the New York City subways with Uzi-toting, psychopathic, cocaine-sucking, killing machines.
Yeah, right. He got all this.
And when they ever arrested anybody on the subway with an Uzi?
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, so they, you know, and they throw softball questions like this guy is legitimate.
I know.
He got fired from ABC, so he comes up with a new shtick. He's running for mayor. I think he ran for mayor once before. That was
he did.
A joke. So he comes up with this scam. You know, I'm running. Come on. You know, you're going to question somebody like that. You got to question him realistically, not this softball question. Do you know, I had a friend of mine from college, and I remember when he started out, they showed him in the paper, they showed this black kid in handcuffs in the subway, and he's making a peace sign. And my friend said to me, he said, Frank, nobody's going to do that when they're arrested. He said, well, this is... And he was so right. He pinned this guy out from the very beginning. It was staged. You file false police reports, that's a felony. This guy is a felon.
Yeah, well, he's done a lot of things that he's done a 180 on. You know,
yeah, and I'd hit him with every single one of them.
Yeah, he's an opportunist.
Yeah, and a degenerate liar, a media shyster, and a whoremonger. And, you know, I would just ask him, you know, Did you, instead of people going up and thanking the police, are you going to go and beg forgiveness from every cop in this city that you slandered?
Right. And he doesn't have that much backing. He's had a couple of advertisements, but I'll bet you, I wouldn't be surprised if he's using his own money.
Good.
This is.
Well, I don't think he's got much left because he's got to support
That's
his
right.
ex-wife, Mary, and his autistic son, and Melinda Katz, who he never married, but he had two little bastards by, so he's got to support them. I don't know if she's getting money from him. You know, I mean, so he, I don't know where he's going to get the money to run, but, you know, this is a scam. This is like everything else he does. It's all make-believe. So he should walk up to every cop, get on his knees, and beg forgiveness for lies and slanders that he said about the police. And he said a lot. And that skeevy bag of bones he had married, she claimed that, and I remember all of these stories from the New York Post. They show her with a cast and a crutch, and two detectives came there to the apartment, and they threatened her or something, and she kicked them down the stairs. You know, all bullshit. And this guy got the nerve. But I think after they did the story with him with the front page of the New York Post, Guardian Sex Devil, and, you know, wrote all this guy's picadillos that he pulled, like on his wedding night, he was with another woman.
Oh.
You imagine this? The guy gets married to that woman, Mary, and he's out with and he's whoring around the city with another woman. This guy is a degenerate.
Sounds just like Bill Clinton.
Yeah.
Because I think he did
That's
the same
what
thing.
this guy does, an immoral, amoral degenerate. And, you know, and all these things came out, so that's why the thing said Guardian Sex Devil. I should have bought about, because I lived in New York, I should have bought about 10 issues and, you know, had them for future use. I want to get that guy on, because, you know, it's not going to be, well, Curtis, you know, you're a crime fighter. The guy who was a couple of months ago got his jaw cracked.
Yeah.
I don't know what city, was it Portland or Seattle? You see him, or maybe New York. They got him cornered with a couple of his stooges, and he's not doing anything. He's not making them suck concrete, or remember that, John? Suck concrete and give him a therapeutic back massage. What happened?
I know, it's the same old shtick.
But he didn't say that this time.
No.
This time they really were attacking him, and he was cowering with a couple of his stooges in a doorway. I saw the tape on the news. I said, come on, Curtis, why aren't you making him suck concrete and giving him a therapeutic back massage? And he'd say it like, but because he never did anything.
He's such a phony.
Yeah. So now he's running for mayor. What a joke.
Right.
This is like his last gasp.
That's it. And there was one commercial where they show him in a suit. He's wearing a suit now.
Yeah.
Instead of the stupid beret.
Yeah.
And he doesn't look that great. Let me tell you.
Oh, well, you know, the guy had prostate cancer, so, you know, they took his prostate out. So, you know, he's Curtis the Impotent, so he can't do anything. You know, he's just running on fumes. That's all it is, running on fumes. Remember you had the guy you knew from the supermarket on, that was an ex-Guardian Angel. What was his name?
Yeah. I forget, but... Yeah. Well, I mean, the whole thing is, when I hear him say, he's continuing to say, when I started the Guardian Angels, and every time I hear that, it's, you liar. You stole it from a black guy, and here you say you're going to champion those neighborhoods.
It was originally called the Magnificent 13.
Oh, yeah, right.
And slowly he started to take it over. got rid of the original founders, but it was never him. He didn't. He joined it. He worked at a McDonald's, and he got involved in it because he saw he could, make money off of this. And so people that, that were involved, he pushed them out. And for all you may think of how brilliant Bob Grant is, he scammed Bob Grant. Bob Grant was on the LL train from 14th Street in Manhattan to Canarsie, and it was a scam. The whole thing was a setup, and Grant fell for it. Grant sitting in the corner seat behind what was then the conductor or engineer's car, and all of a sudden a group of mutants come into the car, and they're standing around Grant, and Grant goes, and I had to turn my Rolex over, I didn't want, and all of a sudden, just like in the movies, the cavalry arrives, the guardian angels, and they chase them away. And when it broke that he was a degenerate liar, a guy called him up and said, Bob, did you ever think that story about you in the subway and the guardian angels coming on to save you was made up? This guy picked it, and it was a scam. He made that story up like everything else he does.
That's cool. Yeah, I remember that. And
the story with the shooting, John Gotti, the mob shot me. They didn't shoot him. He was shot by drug dealers. That's where the conflict was from. Had nothing to do with John Gotti in that. But, he wanted to make him out like... And just remember, when he says, I'm a crime fighter, Batman is a crime fighter. The Cape Crusaders, a crime fighter. And this piece of crap is a comic book character. That's where he got it from. This guy never had an original idea. It's unbelievable. If you follow the story he related about his so-called being shot in the back seat of a cab, the story, you know who showed how phony it was? Remember Warner Wolf?
Yeah, the sportscaster, right?
Yeah, he's a smart, brilliant man. Mm-hmm. Warner Wolf said, Curtis, because Curtis said they cut off, what do you call it? The knobs that you can turn the windows up?
Yeah, the window handles.
Yeah, the window. He said, Curtis, if there were no window handles in the car, how did you close the door?
That's true.
So, this guy was so full of it, he got shot, 5 times? And it was all bullshit. It was made up because he was writing this crap. But, when the stuff came out, and he knew he was getting fired from ABC. That's the whole thing. Because he was talking about how in the, I think it was the Daily News, which, I wouldn't touch, they were writing about changes coming at that station. And he said, my name isn't in it. Because Casamatides was going to get rid of him.
Yeah,
Come on, Curtis.
And he did.
Come on this program, pal. You're going to be reamed, beamed, and dry cleaned when I'm finished with you.
Yeah, and they did get rid of him. Because Casamatides knew that his shtick was, tired.
Yeah, it was very tired. Same thing every day. So just come on. You're running for mayor. You get free airtime. But that shows you, John, how pathetic the candidates for mayor in New York are.
I mean, you can't win. It doesn't make any difference which one of them wins because they're all disasters. It's the same. Yeah. You're going to get the same stuff. It's not going to be any different than de Blasio.
No.
This guy Lou is a big lib.